Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Tier 1 Cards and Games in Anchorage, Alaska, where I'll be fighting a 200-point kill team game between my Dark Angels and Dave's Space Wolves. So the story that we've got going on here is that the Dark Angels and Space Wolves had to fight off a Tau invasion on an Imperial planet. After the battle, there was an honor duel, and one side, we won't say who, thought that the other side had cheated during the honor duel, so feelings were hurt, and it developed into a bit of a grudge between two different squads that happened to meet each other out in the field. So they decided to try to take it out, and are going to be fighting it off here, trying to take this center place, the building here, which was a former outpost in the area. So we are going to be doing the Take the High Ground mission, so we're going to be going for that. And that's what the story we've got going on here. Before we go any further, let's show you the two armies that are going to be fighting today. For the Dark Angels, I'll be running a 5-man tactical squad with a heavy bolter and a 3-man Black Knight squadron. And for the Space Wolves, he'll be running 5 Thunder Wolf cavalry, all with bolt pistols and chain swords. So for the Dark Angels, from left to right, we have my leader, who gets an extra victory point if I kill his leader in a combat. Then I have my combat specialist, who will be Killer Instinct, so wounding on 2s. Then I have my weapon specialist, who's going to have sharpshooter, so ignoring cover. And then I have my indomitable specialist with relentless. For the Space Wolves, from left to right, we've got his leader, who has the extra specialist, so he is going to have the combat specialist, and he is going to be Killer Instinct, so wounding on 2s. Then we have his dirty fighting specialist, Killer Blows, so he's going to be re-rolling wounds in combat. Then we have his Guerrilla Specialist with Preferred Enemy, and his Indomitable Specialist with Feel No Pain. Alright, so those are the armies that I've got going on here. Going over deployment, I've got my leader over here. I've got 2 Bolter Marines, I've got my Relentless Heavy Bolter guy, 2 more Marines over here, and I've got my 2 other Bikers. The one on the right is the one with the Weapon Specialist, the one on the left there is my wounding on 2s in close combat. Going over deployment for the Space Wolves, he's got his leader over on this side. We've got his guy with Preferred Enemy here. This is the guy with Feel No Pain. This is the guy with nothing. And this is the guy over here who's re-rolling wounds in close combat. So that's it for the 2 armies in deployment. As of right now, the Space Wolves are going to be going first, unless I can seize the initiative. Show me a Phil face on a 6. No season of that initiative. So we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Space Wolves here on turn 1. Alright, movement phase for the Space Wolves. He ran up this way, he's run up this way, they running up this way, and he ran up that way. And that is it for the movement phase. He is not actually in range to shoot anything, so he's going to do some runs. But that'll be it for the Space Wolf turn here on turn 1. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. Alright, movement phase for the Dark Angels here. He's moving up this way. These guys all kind of shuffled up this way, and they shot up over this way. So that's it for movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Start the shooting phase with my leader here. He's going to fire into this guy. So I am going to, I've got the 2 shots hitting on 3s, twin linked. All right, twin linked. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Are you serious? That's how you're going to do me on the first round? First round, you're going to do it like this? All right, 3-up armor saves. And at least I made him. Woo! Trying to kill me like that. God, Phil dice. Alright, this guy over here on the left is going to fire into his leader over there. So 2 shots, hitting on 3s. Alright, twin linked. Alright, 2 hits, strength 7, wounding on 2s. We got 2 wounds, 2 5-up cover saves. He makes 1, fails 1, so he takes 1 wound. Alright, these guys are going to fire into him. I'm going to roll them both because that's the only guy that they can see. So, we've got 4 shots coming from them from their bolters, hitting on 3s. Alright, all hits. That's pretty good. Toughness 5, so wounding on 5s. I got 1 wound. 3-up armor save. He's good. Alright, my heavy bolter guy is going to fire at the guy in the front there. He's got relentless, so he's got full ballistic skill on this. So he got 3 shots, hitting on 3s. Got 3 hits, wounding on 4s because it's strength 5, toughness 5. We got 1 wound, 3-up armor save. No, he's good. This guy's gonna pistol into the front guy over there, hitting on 3s. No, and then the other guy over here is going to rapid fire into him. We got 2 hits. We got 2 wounds, 2 3-ups. Oh, he failed both of them, but he's got feel no pain. Oh, and he makes one of them, so he's still alive. All right, this guy with the ignores cover is gonna fire into the back guy back there. So he's got 2 shots, hitting on 3s. Twin linked. All right, 2 hits, wounded on 2s. Got 2 wounds, so he's actually dead because he ignores cover. So that is first blood. Woo! All right, that's it for the shooting phase. So moving on to the assault phase. My guy on the left there is going to charge into his leader. He's going to overwatch with his bolt pistol. So hitting on a 6. No, that's not a hit. So I've got an 8-inch charge coming in here. And I make it. So we will move them in and then we'll come back to you with a fight sub phase. All right, so he's in there. We're going to start off with his Hammer of Wrath. Wounding on a 5. No wound there. So now moving on to initiative step 4. My guy has 2 base attacks, +1 for extra close combat weapon, +1 for the charge. My opponent is going to have 4 base, +1 for the counter charge, and +1 for extra close combat weapon. So he's going to have 6 attacks coming into me. So we're going to do mine first here. So both of us are going to be hitting on 4s.
I just gave you a gentleman's talk, and I was like, no, I think
Oh, okay. So I got 1 hit. Strength 5, toughness 5, because I've got my Corvus Hammer, strength +1. So looking for a 4 to wound. 6s are rending. No, nothing there. So now he's got his 6 attacks that are going to be coming in here. Hitting on 4s. All right, so we got 1 hit. Strength 5, right? So wounding on a 4. That's a wound, but he doesn't have rending, thank God. 3-up armor save. And I'm good. Woo! So they will be locked in combat. And that is the end of the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. So we'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Space Wolves on turn 2. Movement phase for the Space Wolves here on turn 2. He moved up that way. He jumped up over this way. He's running over this way. And he is locked in combat. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. Shooting phase, he is going to shoot into him with a bolt pistol, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. That's a wound. 3-up armor save. He's good. Woo! Now he is going to fire his bolt pistol into my my heavy bolter guy. That is a hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound. 3-up armor save. He's good. Woo! And he is going to fire a bolt pistol into my leader, hitting on a 3. No, nothing there. So that is it for the shooting phase. We will come back to you with the assault phase. All right, starting off the assault phase, he is going to run into him. So I've got 2 shots, rapid fire my plasma talon. He's ignoring cover. These are going to be hitting on 5s and 6s because I did not jink. So 5s and 6s. Nothing so far. Re-rolling because of twin linked. I got 1 hit, and that other one does not get hot. So wounded on a 2. That's a wound, but he's got feel no pain.
it's good.
Oh, he's good with a 5. That's killer. Well done. And then his charge distance, anything but will get him in. And he's in, but that's not a but. So he is in. All right. All right, so over here, he is going to charge into him. I've got my Overwatch. 3 shots, hitting on 5s and 6s. We got 2 hits with fill faces. Strength 5, toughness 5, so 4s. We got 1 wound. 3-up armor save. He's good. And then let's see your charge distance. Looking for a 4-inch charge. And he is in. All right. All right, so over here, he is going to charge into my guy. So I'm going to Overwatch here. I've got 2 shots hitting on 5s and 6s. I got 1 so far. Twin linked. Oh, just the 1. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound, and so he's just going to take that. So he's just got the 1 wound. But now he has got his charge there is anything but. And he is in. So we will move them all in and we will come back to you with the fight sub phase. All right, starting out the fight sub phase with this fight, we both realized that each of us actually wounds on 2s. We're both those specialists and we forgot about that last combat. So the 2 of them are gonna go. So my guy's going to attack, they're both going at initiative step 4, so they're both gonna go. So I've got my 2 attacks +1 for extra close combat weapon, hitting on a 4. Okay, I got 1 hit, wounding on a 2, because I remembered this time. No! Of course that's what happens. All right, here comes his 5 attacks. Hitting on 4s. So we got 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. We got 2 wounds. 2 3-up armor saves. He's good. Woo! Woo! So they'll be locked in combat.
So two.
All right, moving over here. We're gonna roll over here. So I've got my guy is gonna go with 2 attacks base plus 1 for extra close combo weapon. Hitting on 4. Okay, got 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. 6s are rending. That's a wound. 3 up. He's good. So now he's got his 6 attacks on the charge. Hitting on 4s. Wow, really good. So 4 attacks, wounding on strength 5. So wounding on 4s, 6s are rending, we realize. And he's rended, so he is dead. The only wound. Ooh, killer. So he kills me. Now we're going to go over here to this one. I'm going to have my 1 attack at initiative step 4. Hitting on a 4. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. Nothing. So now he's got his 6 attacks. Hitting on 4s. Alrighty. Wounding on 3s, 6s are rending, and ooh, he is totally rended. Rended to death! And now we're over to here. So we've got, my guy will just go his 2 base plus 1 for extra close combo weapon, hitting on 4s. We got 2 hits, wounding on 4s, 6s are rending. Got 1 rend, so he will be dead, but let's see if he can kill me. 6 attacks, hitting on 4s. Alright, so we got 3 attacks. Wounding on 4s, 6s are rending. Oh, and he rends, so there goes Slay the Leader. Bwah, bwah. So that is it for the Space Wolves turn here on turn 2. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 2. Bottom of turn 2. Movement phase for the Dark Angels. Nobody actually moved. They're all going to stay where they are. They're in good positions, I think. And he is locked in combat. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase here on turn 2. All right, the guy on the right there is going to rapid fire into his guy there. So 2 shots hitting on 3s. Okay, wounding on a 5. Oop, wounding on a 5. Nothing. Next guy's going to do the same thing. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on a 5. Nothing. The guy on the right there is going to throw a crack grenade into his Thunderwolf there. Hitting on a 3. And the guy on the left is going to do the same thing into him. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Strength 6. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. 3 up armor. He's good. All right, that's it for shooting phase. No one's going to charge, so we're just going to move into the fight sub phase over here. So we're going to start with my guy, even though they're both going at the same time. 3 attacks hitting on 4s. Got 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. 6s are rending. Whoa. That's a wound. 3 up armor save. Oh, those are his attacks. The 3 up armor. He's good. So he's got 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. And 6s are rend, so he is dead. And that is it for the Dark Angels turn here. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Space Wolves on turn 3. Alright, movement phase for the Space Wolves. Everyone's kind of moving up this way, looking to try to slaughter my Dark Angels. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. He is going to start the shooting phase by shooting into the guy on the left there, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound. 3 up armor save. He's good with a filth phase. Woo! His leader is going to shoot into my guy on the right there, hitting on a 3. No. And then this guy is going to fire into the guy on the left there, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 3 up armor save. No, and he is dead. And that is break the enemy. Bwah, bwah. All right, so that's it for shooting phase. Onto the assault phase. He is going to charge into him. I'm going to overwatch with a crack grenade, hitting on 5s and 6s because of Grim Resolve. No, nothing there. So his charge distance is anything but. Yeah, he is in. So we will move him in and keep moving on. All right, he is going to charge into my guy over here. So I'm going to overwatch with a crack grenade, hitting on a 5 or 6. No, nothing there. So he has a 6, 7, 8 inch. Yeah. So we've got an 8-inch charge coming in here. No, he did not make it in. So that is it for the charges. We'll come back to you with the 1 fight sub phase. They have fleet, so let's see this again. 8-inch.
So that was a 5.
Yeah, he is in. All right. All right, so we're going to go with my guy first here. Initiative step 4. He will also get to go regardless. So I've got 2 attacks, 1 base plus 1 for extra close combo weapon. So 2 attacks hitting on 4s. Got 1 hit, wounding on a 5. That's a wound. 3 up. Oh, he's good. And now here come his 6 attacks coming in here, hitting on 4s. All right. Wounding on 3s. 6s are rending. We got 2 wounds, 2 3-up armor saves. Oh no, he did. Oh, he double did. Alright, that is it for the Space Wolves turn here on turn 3. So we'll come back to you with the break test for the Dark Angels. Break test, we're going to start with the guy that's in combat there, looking for an 8. He is good. And then the other guy is good with a 7. So we'll come back to you after a movement phase. That is where he moves. The other guy is locked in combat. So I'm going to move straight into the shooting phase. He is going to throw a crack grenade into his leader. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. 3-up armor save. Oh, he is good. Well done. So I'm not going to charge, but we will come back to you. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I am going to charge. We'll come back to you with that. Okay. All right, so here comes the Overwatch. Oh, that's a hit. Wound on a 4. That's a wound. 3-up armor save. Whoa. 3-up armor save. He's good with a fill phase. Woo! And then I've got a 6-inch charge. And he is in, so we'll come back to you with that. All right, moving over here, we're going to start on the left one there with his leader. So I've got 2 attacks on the charge, hitting on 4s. Oh, 2 hits with fill faces. That's pretty good. Wounding on 5s. Oh, yeah, I could have used them that there anyway. So here come his 6 attacks because of counter charge, hitting on 4s. All right, so we've got 3 hits, wounding on 3s, 6s are rending. Got 1 wound, not a rend. 3-up armor save. He's good. Woo! I will take that. And moving on to the next one. Moving over here, I got my 1 attack coming in, hitting on a 4. No, nothing there. He's got his 5 attacks hitting on 4s. All right, it's got 2 hits, wounding on 3s, 6s are rending. Got 2 wounds, no rends. 3-up armor saves. Oh, he is dead. So he will consolidate, and then we'll come back to you with the movement phase for the Space Wolves on turn 4. All right, so here we go. They are circling up to come in here. The pack is moving in for the kill. So that's the movement phase. He's going to charge in these other 2 guys. First one is in. The next one is also in. So they are in. We will come back to you with the fight sub phase. All right, we're going to start off with my guy. Everyone's at a turn 4, so he's going to punch his leader in the face. Here we go, hitting on a 4. Oh, that's a hit with a fill face. Looking good so far. Looking for a 5 to wound. Oh, that's a wound. 3-up. Oh, he made it. Oh, I wish he died. That would have been way cool. Yeah. So he got the save there. So he's going to be attacking back with 12, 17 attacks. What are we going to go for here? So we got 17 attacks coming in here. Hitting on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, we had 12 hits. Now wounding on 2. 6s are ending. Oh, there's a 6. There's 2 6s. There's 3 6s. Yeah, he did. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a super brutal Space Wolves victory. Oh, man. You know what? I didn't remember that Space Wolves the Thunder Wolves rended on those attacks. That was killer. That was killer once we remembered that happened. And yeah, he kicked my butt severely. So I still had a ton of fun. And it just, I think I probably would have done better if I had held my bikers back and just shot at him from a distance over and over again. But that would have probably gotten a little boring. So this actually ended up being pretty exciting. So a Thunder Wolf victory, a Space Wolf victory here on the battlefield, and they will be able to go back to their brethren and say that they won back the honor for their for their chapter. So I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I did thoroughly enjoyed it. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Dave, and until next time, everybody, have fun.